Morning, HPC. Welcome to another ramble. How a story begins is pretty key. In fact, how a story begins defines the rest of the story. And as Andrew Wilson points out in this book, Incomparable, the Bible begins in the beginning, God. Before there was anything else, before there was people or plants or planets or protons or porpoises, there was God. He points out that we'll never be able to turn over a rock and find a fossil that proves that before there was anything else, there was God. So we need to look around at the evidence of the world about us, and we need to decide, is the best understanding of all the things that there are in our world, is the best understanding of that chance or a person? If you are persuaded that the Big Bang was the way in which creation came into being, then what kicked the Big Bang off? Did it just happen, or did someone cause it to happen? As the excellent Glenn Scrivener says when he meets someone who mocks the idea of the virgin birth of Jesus, and says to him, well, I'm a materialist. I only deal in material. I don't believe in this supernatural stuff. He says to him, well, virgin birth of the Son of God or virgin birth of the universe, you choose your miracle. Personally, I'm persuaded that the world bears all the hallmarks of personality. Why are we delighted by good? Why are we troubled by evil? Why do we worry about injustice? Why do we mourn over death? Only because we bear the fingerprints of a personal God who was there before there was anything else, who created all things. Wilson says the Bible, again, doesn't really go into the ins and outs of this. It just assumes that that's true. In the beginning, God, Genesis 1, verse 1. But it's an assumption that the Bible carries all the way through. John chapter 1, in the beginning was the Word. Or how about Revelation, right at the end? Revelation chapter 22, verse 13. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the last. Personally, I find this hugely comforting. One of the most unsettling things I think about our lockdown at the moment is not knowing how it ends, not knowing when it ends. We're being asked the politicians are being asked all the time, aren't they? How does this end? What's the exit strategy for lockdown? I don't think they know. We certainly don't know, do we? And what will it be like when we go back to things? What will the new normal look like? Will I ever be able to stand at the door at HPC and shake your hand again? Will we be able to go on holiday this summer? Will it flare up again in the winter? And all of those questions are actually quite small beer in comparison to those people who are concerned, uncertain about jobs, about health, about their education. But here's the thing. The wonderful truth contained in the fact that in the beginning, God was that he always has been and always will be. He's not surprised. He's not unsure of when the lockdown will be lifted. He knows the beginning from the end. In fact, the end is not a date. The end is a person. The end of all things is God. The same person who existed before there was anything else. I don't know how this ends. I don't know when this will end, but I do know that I am safe in the arms of the one who does. Have a really good day, HPC.